Anyone who plays golf has this burning desire to build a golf course. And we all think we know what the right thing to do is, and we all think that we can do it.
Bob Fratti's very hands-on, pretty much built this place on his own. Obviously hired some people to help him, but very hands-on as far as the architectural stuff, designing the golf course. He's not a typical owner. He's always out there working in the trenches. It's pretty amazing what he did with 170 acres to design and build this golf course.
So my intro into golf course ownership was that I was a math teacher with $5,000 in the bank. This 9-hole golf course came up for sale for $150,000 in 1976, and I took the leap. And it was probably the best thing that I ever did. I loved teaching mathematics, I loved it, but nothing like what I do now. I was able, very fortunately, to run into a situation here in Harwinton where the DeLay family was selling their land because they were getting out of farming, most of the acreage. And they had put an ad in the paper that they wanted someone to build a golf course. And I thought, what a great way to do it, because they don't want their farmland to turn into a bunch of houses. I showed them some plans that I had drawn up, some ideas, and from there, it was just a match made in heaven. Dick Christian is a good friend of mine, and he's a professional artist and a designer, and a very smart man. So this is the part no one's going to believe. We started with a stick diagram, and by that I mean there was a tee, a wooden stake in the ground where the first tee is, and there was a wooden stake in the ground where the first green is, and so on. And I stood up on the first tee and I said, okay, cut me a path down to that other stake and go to that tree and go to that tree, and I'll be back. And they went in and they took the trees out. I came back and I stood on what is now the first tee, and I looked down and I said, okay, take that tree out, this one and that one, and away we went. There were no designs or topos for the greens as a major designer would do. I couldn't afford that. We were able to locate a sand from a local supplier, OMG, and the composition of that sand, the particle size was such that we could use it. We found peat moss up in Maine, and there's the mix. And when we were ready, the green was shaped like a big apple pie, and in comes the tandems with this mix, and we spread it and away we went. I had gone to Bermuda and they catch all the rainwater for their drinking water there. And I said, well, if they can do it, why can't we? We put an elaborate drainage system in to capture every drop of water. The entire parking lot, the roof that's over our head, all captures water. Every bit of it ends up in the pond. It took us 2 years to do this. We've had several CSGA events and USGA events, and no one really has torn it apart yet. And it holds its own. They'll come in a few under par, but for the most part, the golf course will stand up to the scrutiny of that. And for the public, which is what I rely on, it does quite well.
Our whole motto has always been we wanted to have a private club atmosphere, but a public course. Our service is number one. We try to give a quality product in the golf course. Golf course is always in good shape, and we try to treat everybody like it's their own club.
Because it was a public golf course, we produced 4 to 5 sets of tees on every hole, because we wanted to have the golf course be fun for people that came out to play. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. We've heard that so many times, but it was so much fun. The only thing I maybe would have done would have enjoyed that construction a little bit more, because I was so busy that I didn't have the opportunity to appreciate and slow down and enjoy. That would be the only thing that I would add. And how would I do that? I don't know. I would have to get 30 years off my life and hire more help than I had at that time. So it's been great.